In this video we are going to talk about all the restaurants that you can access with the Costa Smeralda all-inclusive. We will describe one by one the restaurants, giving relevant information such as hours, location, access, and a tour of the photo gallery menu. In the second part of the video we will discuss the drink packages, and finally we will give some tips and advice to keep in mind for a better experience on board. Restaurants included: Arlecchino, Meneghino, the Colombina, Rugantino, Bellavista, and Panorama. These are the 6 included and a la carte restaurants. All passengers and all categories of the Costa Club can access the first 4 restaurants. Only suite passengers can access the Bellavista restaurant. And the Panorama restaurant can only be accessed by Club Platinum members. Then we have Tutti at Tavola and La Sagra dei Sapori, both buffet restaurants, with the particularity that the first one, Tutti at Tavola, can only be accessed by those in cabins in which a child under 6 years of age is registered. In summary, most passengers will be able to access the first 4 a la carte restaurants and the buffet restaurant, La Sagra dei Sapori. Additionally, if you travel with children you can also eat at the other buffet restaurant, Tutti at Tavola, and then there would be 6 restaurants that you have access to during your trip and without any extra charge. I want to clarify that a la carte is a technicality, because it is true that they always serve a la carte in those restaurants, but both breakfast and lunch, you will also find the buffet open. You should also keep in mind that access to restaurants is free for the first 2 meals, but for dinner you have to specifically go to the restaurant assigned to you, at the appointed time and to the assigned table. You will only be able to know this when you board and they give you your card. On the back of the card you will find this information. Restaurant. Table. Hour. We were assigned table 690 at the Meneghino Restaurant. We had the second shift which is at 9 p.m. A la carte restaurants. Breakfast, lunch and dinner are served at the table. The menu is a la carte and at dinner a table reserved for the entire cruise awaits you. Here you can enjoy a wide selection of dishes prepared by chefs every day. The Colombina Restaurant is located at stern, on deck 5. The Colombina is a space created by David Rockwell, with modern and sinuous lines with minimalist and classic design elements with beige tones and some red. The restaurant is one of the main restaurants included. The restaurant is located at the back and offers a beautiful view through its large windows. It has direct entrance from the rear stair on deck 5. Something to keep in mind is that there are stairs that connects this restaurant with the Meneghino Restaurant. Meneghino Restaurant is located at stern, on deck 6. Meneghino is the second main restaurant on my list. It offers a beautiful view. This restaurant is much more modern and colorful, with lots of orange, purple and green. It has many tables and when it is full it is difficult to navigate its aisles. Arlecchino Restaurant is located at stern, on deck 6. The Arlecchino has been designed by Jeffrey Beers as a large Italian villa with different environments: entrance, living room, garden, the kitchen, even the called library, which looks like a mix between a library and a living room. The Arlecchino Restaurant is also one of the main included restaurants that you can access at no extra charge. The Rugantino Restaurant is located at stern, on deck 7. This restaurant, also designed by Rockwell, is a mix of Italian trattoria, osteria and market. It has large spaces with different designs and decorative elements with a somewhat more rustic style. It is ideal for breakfast as there is outdoor seating to the right and left of the Lungomare Riviera. At the Rugantino, you can also enjoy extraordinary views of the sea, thanks to the direct connection to the Superba terrace. Fact to keep in mind is that all restaurants serve the same dishes, so changing from one to another is only good to have a different atmosphere, view or different waiters. The Bellavista Restaurant on deck 8 is the classic sailor-style Costa Club restaurant, with a gourmet menu by Bruno Barbieri, alongside the regular menu of the main restaurant. Individual dishes are also available for an additional charge. The restaurant is open to all Costa Club members of the highest level. Panorama Restaurant on Deck 8 offers Mediterranean gourmet specialties in an elegant atmosphere for suite guests. There are 2 buffet restaurants, open long hours. The gastronomic variety is both similar. The difference between buffet restaurants is the public that is allowed in and the size. If it's your first cruise, you may not notice this detail, but I didn't find that the menu changed much each day, so if you decide to only go to the buffets, it will seem like you always have the same options. Something that had not happened to me in other shipping companies. Tutti at Tavola, on Deck 17, is the buffet dedicated to children. It is convenient due to the proximity of attractions and areas dedicated to entertainment for adults and children. There is a set menu with salads, pasta and fast food. And there are other dishes that change day by day. An important fact is that the doors of this restaurant will only open with the cabin cards in which a child is registered. La Sagra dei Sapori Buffet Restaurant is located on Deck 8. It is a classic buffet restaurant with 4 themed areas: pasta, meat, fish and vegetables. It tends to get very crowded during high season, so it will be very difficult to find a place to sit during those times. On the tables of restaurants and bars you will find QR codes like this one. You must scan them when you are connected to the ship's Wi-Fi, to be able to access the menus. For dinner time you will find 2 menus in the application. The menu for adults and the menu for children. The Esquak children's menu is always the same, regardless of the restaurant and the day. There are soups, pastas, meats and some hamburgers. For adults we have a menu with 3 types of courses. You can choose between 4 starters, where you will find a variety of soups and pastas. Then you also have 4 seconds, where there is usually a choice of fish, meat and chicken. You must choose the dessert at the same time, for which you have 3 options, and generally all 3 options are good. In case the rest doesn't convince you, you always have some extra fixed dishes as a suggestion. We quickly present the different options. Don't line for dinner. If you arrive early at the restaurant, depending on the season in which you have booked your cruise, you may find a crowd like the one in the photo. It was what we found on our first day, at dinner time, and therefore we decided the following nights to went down 5 minutes after the appointed time, so as not to get overwhelmed since we were traveling with a little girl. Keep in mind that regardless of the time you can enter the restaurant and you will always have your table reserved. Of course, don't come down too late because then you won't have time to have dinner. If you want to disembark quickly, go to restaurants that open early for breakfast. Second tip. Schedule your day-to-day well. In the application you will find restaurant hours. It will be good for you to decide which one to go, or not go to, on the day of the excursion. Keep in mind that not all restaurants serve snacks. Il Meneghino and Tutti at Tavola are 2 of the restaurants that you can find open around 4 in the afternoon. Something to eat is always good, after an afternoon at the pool, or after an excursion. We recommend the mini pizzas and the churros with chocolate. I think that the drinks should have their own video, so as not to make this one so long and to be able to explain it in detail. However, I think it is worth mentioning that it is advisable to buy a beverage package, unless you are saving and are willing to drink only desalinated water, and are happy to only drink coffee for breakfast. That's the only thing you can drink at no additional cost. In another video we will explain more about the mobile application. Do not miss it.